Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another IWL matchup. And it's a pretty big one. It's Sethu FC against Kickstart FC. My name is Joel Williams. I'm joined by my co-commentator, Junaid Ahmed. Junaid, a very warm welcome to you from the Tilak Maidan Stadium in Goa.
Thank you, Joel. Hello and welcome to all the viewers joining in. It's going to be a humdinger of a contest as Sethu FC at home take on Kickstart FC. Here are the players arriving to the Tilak Maidan a short while back. The home team there, Sethu FC, did manage to grab all the 3 points against Sports Odisha in their previous fixture.
Who are one of the best teams at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. If you see the table, they are strong team, and not lost a single match as of now. And we will go strong against them and to get the 3 points.
What did you think of your team performance in the last match?
Yeah, if you see, I'm not happy with the performance, but definitely in this match, I'm hoping that they will come strong and get these 3 points.
What are the areas you want your side to be improving on?
Yeah, definitely sure attacking because we have no short of goals and we are looking for shot on target and more goals for this game.
Thank you, coach. All the best.
Clear-cut strategy there. I want to go with for all those 3 points. Karan Priolka not very happy with the performance from the previous outing as we take you through the locker room of the visiting side, Kickstart FC. They did arrive a little earlier than usual. Kickstart had a decent game in the previous one against Gokulam Kerala FC. We did manage to speak to the head coach of Kickstart FC as well, and here's what he had to say.
Good afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon.
What were your thoughts from the game against Gokulam?
It's all about winning. It's only winning. We needed winning only. We planned for that. We are prepared. We have to. Each and every game is winning game, must-winning game. League, we can't lose any points in this league stages, and scoring more goals is the more important in the league stages. That's how we planned for that.
What was missing in terms of the teams attacking in the previous match?
So we missed lots of chances. Goal scoring, finishing is a little bit lacking in our team in previous game, but we practiced a lot in the finishing this thing, and it will be open. We will do better than last month.
What was the focus while preparing to face Sethu FC?
So each and every team is they are the best teams. Playing in the IWL, it's all the teams are best teams. So we have to take each and every team very seriously, right? We can't take any team lightly. So we are ready. We are prepared for that.
Thank you, coach.
Yes.
All the best for that.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Both the coaches there pretty optimistic about today's game. 3 points is all that matters at the moment. Kickstart FC are second on the points table with 10 points from 4 games they have played so far. Yet to lose a game in this edition of the IWL. Sethu at the moment with 7 points from 4 games they have played. 2 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. The only one coming in from the game against Odisha FC. Both coaches there, Joel, pretty optimistic about how this is going to pan out. But before I get you into that, here's a look at the Sethu FC lineup. Anjila starts in goal. Purnima, Nirmala, Ingopavadi and Sona. The back line, Apurna, Priyanka, Geeta, Babina, Kavya. And Kajol up front. In the reserves, there's Devi. And we'll get back to the players sitting out on the bench. Straight away, targeting those 3 points, Joel. Both the coaches looks to be pretty optimistic before this all-important fixture here at the Tilak Maidan.
Yes, and I like something that the Sethu FC coach said, that he was not happy with the performance. We were highlighting that in that game previous that they played last week. They got the result. The performance was not good enough. I think it was against Sports Odisha. So that has to improve, obviously. The performance has to be better. And we're going to see the lineup now for Kickstart FC, if I'm not mistaken. Their coach saying they have to win. Lintoi, Jabamani, Lintoi, Aruna, Pakpi, Lepcha, Deepa, Dalema, Supriya, Preeti, and Karishma, Banti, Afrin, Jayashri, Sonia, Mansi, Bibicha, Mona, Sushmita, Karen, Aizwarya on the bench. So the Kickstart FC head coach saying winning, winning, and winning. That is the only option. That's the right mentality to have, Junaid. It's very different. Rachana, Hasmukh, Kamani, Moni Kilar, Shima Bairagi, Nitu Rana are the 4 referees on the field of play. So, another IWL week ahead of us. This is one of the big games of the week. Of course, it is Sethu FC playing at their home away from home in the Tilak Maidan Stadium. Of course, they are from Madurai against Kickstart FC from Bengaluru. So, it's going to be an interesting game, Junaid. What do you think, or how do you think this game is going to pan out?
Well, like you mentioned, it's going to be a very interesting fixture, this, because, well, teams have sort of struggled, if I may call it, because Kickstart, clearly, as the coach mentioned, they didn't take their chances, had 14 shots, with 7 of them landing on target. Karishma with a few decent efforts, Deepa Shahi as well. If there's one area that they would try and improve defensively would be the left flank, which was dominated quite a bit by the likes of Soumya Gogulut and Anju Tamang. Other than that, it was just the finishing, being clinical enough in front of the goal was the only thing lacking in their game. Standings-wise, Odisha FC right on top of the pile at the moment. 4 games, 4 victories for them with 12 points, followed by Kickstart, Gokulam, Sethu, Hops FC, East Bengal, and Sports Odisha. They did manage to salvage a point last night. It's going to be a very interesting fixture, this, Joel, because both the teams have tasted victories in the first few weeks of the IWL this season, and we should be surely in for a good contest today afternoon.
We will, and we just hope that both teams play to each other's strengths and that they give us, the neutrals, the spectators, the fans watching Indian women's football, the IWL, of course, a spectacle to watch on this Wednesday afternoon. I mean, it really is, and I have to say this, over the weeks that we've been doing the commentary work, Junaid, I really have started to develop some feelings towards the women's football scene in India. It's got a lot of potential. It's got a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of enthusiastic people behind the scenes working tirelessly to put Indian women's football firmly on not just the Asian map, but of course the world map. So we are going to start off here in this game between Sethu and Kickstart. Sethu, of course, in blue. Kickstart are going to be in red. The referee looking at both sets of players, just checking everything is correct. It is a little bit breezy out there. We do get this a lot in Goa. It's just next to the ocean. There's a bit of a sea breeze, which cools the temperatures down a little bit. Nevertheless, it is a fantastic venue here at the Tilak Maidan Stadium for football. And referee just awaiting for the right time to kick off. We just have a few seconds left for that to happen. If you do want to leave your predictions on the YouTube chat, always, we're always available to answer your queries, answer your questions, have a conversation with all of the fans. We do believe that football without fans is absolutely nothing. So hashtag Ask the Commentator, and we will be more than happy to talk to you guys whilst we are live on air. Of course, keep the YouTube channel as kosher as possible. We are off. Sethu, kick us off here in blue. Kickstart are in red. And how do you think, Junaid, this game will be panning out?
Well, there will be goals in this, that's for sure, because I'm pretty sure Kickstart might have done their homework, might have gone to the drawing board and worked things out, because that was the only thing that they lacked in the previous fixture. Goal scoring opportunities, unable to convert them. Sethu have made one change. Geeta Rana is back in the starting 11. Bertha Umita sits out on the bench. Kickstart FC, they have gone with the same lineup that they started in the previous fixture against Gokulam Kerala FC. There's going to be goals for sure. We'll have to wait and see which teams draws the first blood. This is a rematch of the semi-final from the previous edition. Kickstart, of course, winning that game and going through to play Gokulam Kerala in the finals.
We also said, Junaid, that there were going to be goals in the Kickstart Gokulam game. So I urge you not to jinx it, Junaid, please.
Well, definitely, I won't be jinxing it today because it's not going to happen every day, Joel. But yes, they do have potential. Both these teams. Gokulam Kerala was one of those games wherein, to be fair to them, they did get those strikes, but yes, you'll have to give it to the goalkeeper sometimes. Made some outstanding saves there.
You do want to see a good game of football here today. Even though that Kickstart Gokulam game was a deadlock at 0-0, it was still a decent game of football. It was not a drab affair. There was a lot of action in that game, and of course Kickstart showed their title credentials against reigning three-time champions Gokulam Kerala by holding them off to a 0-0 draw in Calicut. Cross coming in for Kickstart, and straight into the hands of Angela, of course, the Nepali goalkeeper. 4 Nepalis in both of these sides, 2 for each. What do you make of that, Junaid?
Well, it's absolutely brilliant for the Nepal football there, because you've got a lot of players coming in from Nepal. Again, I'd like to bring it Sabitra Bandari. She did set up the IWL on fire, the leading goal scorer of this league. She's out there playing in Israel at the moment. But yes, what a fine talent she has been over the years for Nepal, as well as the IWL. Played for Gokulam Kerala for 3 seasons.
It is a shop window, is it not, the IWL, for these young ladies, of course, and you know, even the more experienced ladies, to try and get a big hefty contract in perhaps in Europe, like Bandani and the rest in Croatia and in Israel and so forth, and in Cyprus and Limassol. It is a bit of a shop window, and more European sides are taking note of the quality of the IWL, and that is a testament to the level that the women play here in the Indian football scene. It is truly a lot of progress being done, and again, kudos to the AIFF for organizing the IWL the way that they've organized it over the past few years. And this season, I think, has been the best so far, because obviously you have the home and away advantage, and that plays a pivotal role in developing a fan base of sorts, you know, so that the players and the teams can connect with the local population a bit better. They can come to the ground, support their local heroines, and well, it truly is a fantastic spectacle. You never know, maybe some of those school kids that we hear so many times in the grounds, maybe some of those girls will be turning out to be players in IWL teams in the future. That is the beauty of it, isn't it, Junaid?
That is definitely a possibility, Joel, because with the centralized format, players didn't have much of the opportunities to move around, travel, get the experience of playing in different grounds in front of different crowds. But yes, this time around with home and away, it definitely gives them more opportunities to make those travels, and they seem to be enjoying at the moment. Still in match week 6, still got about 6 weeks left for the season to conclude, and it's been so far so good. Of course, some of the teams are trying to catch up with the likes of Odisha FC, Kickstart, Sethu and Gokulam. Just halfway through into the competition. The ball is with Sethu FC, going from left to right. Nirmala and Gopaudi goes to the left. It's Kavya there, the goal scorer in the previous game against Post Odisha, goes through with a strike. Held comfortably in the end by Lintoy Devi. Early pressure being exerted by Sethu FC there, Joel.
Yes, and Lindoy again. I mean, to be very honest with you, I've been very impressed with her. She's, in my view, I think, personally, from what I've seen from all the different teams and games that we've covered, Janae, together, she's a goalkeeper that that has impressed me the most. She has been superb, and I wouldn't put it past obviously just continuing to improve. She's a very solid keeper. I like her, to be honest with you, as a goalkeeper. She's very solid, doesn't usually spill, has good handling skills, good command of the area, comes out quick whenever she needs to do that. So it's been a very impressive tournament so far for Lintoy Devi in between the sticks for Kickstart FC. It's been a very impressive league so far from Kickstart FC. They've been superb in the 4 games that they played. As you rightly mentioned before, they have 10 points from 4 games, so that is a very good return. And Sethu, if they win though, they go level with Kickstart, and that gives Odisha a chance to go 5 from 5 and establish a 5-point cushion at the top of the table. They don't want Odisha to run away, do they?
Well, definitely not. And Odisha obviously feature tomorrow in the game against East Bengal FC in Kolkata. That's going to be a very contest there as well. Odisha definitely don't want, they definitely want to go through his Deepa Shahi from the left, getting it inside the box and well held in the end. It's Kavya again. Decides to go long this time. Dalima.
Odisha, if I'm not mistaken, Junaid, have signed an English player today. They announced it on their Instagram page. Today or yesterday, I think. So they're making signings left, right and centre to try and lift this IWL for the very first time, of course. So they signed an English player. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw that on Instagram a couple of, I think it was 3 or 4 hours ago. So another signing for Odisha FC. Ball now for Dalima Chiba. Clears the ball away. Dalima, of course, was or still is, I'm not 100% sure, studying, of course, in Canada. Playing football also in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, Junaid. That's another good experience for her. She brings that back over here to India, shares the experience with all her teammates. It's always good to have experienced players, isn't it?
That's right. Yes, she was playing in Canada. I'm not quite sure if she still is, but she's back for the IWL this season. Was nursing an injury that she picked up in the game against Japan in the Olympic qualifiers, but is fit and ready to go for Kickstart. Karishma with 6 goals leading the chart at the moment. How good has she been? 3 Player of the Match awards, a hat-trick, a brace and a goal in the first 3 games that she has played, and definitely would like to add a few more today. Karishma Purushottam. Yes, Sethu again. Trying to go through with those long deliveries, get Apurna Narzari from the right involved. Didn't have much on it. We're talking about the goalkeepers. Lintoy definitely has impressed a lot, and not to forget Shreya Huda, Zanishka from Hawks have been absolutely brilliant right throughout the first half of the league this season.
So it's Klesha Daru, the English player that Odisha have signed. I was just doing my research on that whilst you were chatting away, Junaid. So another interesting player joining the IWL. That goes to show the pulling power that perhaps the IWL has over other women's leagues in similar situations around the world. So interesting to see that an English player has joined an Indian IWL club. You would expect perhaps Nepalis, and of course there's also a Bangladeshi international player joining East Bengal. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, Junaid, but again she brings a wealth of experience to the East Bengal side.
Well, that's right. Yes, players from Bangladesh, Ghana, Kenya. We've got a player from Uganda playing in Gokulam now, Fazila Ikfaput. So they are
And you got
targeting
a commentator
the
from
IWL.
Gibraltar.
And you've
And you
got
have
a commentator from Gibraltar.
Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
that's the
Full
point that I was
international.
trying to make. A lot of them, yes, lighting up the IWL this season.
It's always
There's, Priyanka.
amazing to come to it's always amazing to come to different cultures and enjoy the hospitality of the place that you're in. And to be fair with you guys, I mean, I've been here for nearly 8 years already, so I consider myself to be perhaps half Indian already. So yeah, it is a pretty special place, India, to be in. Ball back again with Sethu. This is number 4. This is Ingapaldi. Ball goes forward and out behind for a goal kick for Kickstart FC. It's been a how shall I say it? It hasn't been a fast start to this game. It's been a very big tactical matchup. I'm going to have to eat my words here as Kickstart come forward, cleared away though by Sethu. 12 minutes in, Junaid. It's been a tactical battle between these two sides, hasn't it? It hasn't been end-to-end stuff yet.
It hasn't been, definitely. It's a very measured start by both the sides. It's been all in the midfield so far. No clear-cut chances created. There's Kajal D'Souza now from the left, going toe-to-toe with Dalima Chibber, who gets the better of her and goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Yes, like you rightly pointed out, it's been a sedate start. No chances created so far, and both teams are sitting back and, well, you never know. Kickstart, they are known for creating those chances, especially with the likes of Preeti Rai, Deepa Shahi. They ran the show in the previous fixture against Gokulam Kerala. It was unfortunate, couldn't quite convert those shots into goals. But today could just be the day. Here's Sumitra. Priya, beg your pardon, number 6.
I have to say one thing, Junaid, for both of these sides, they have very good defenses. So it's going to take a lot of persistence and a lot of determination to break down either of these back 4, because it's not going to be easy, and especially with Dalima Chibber sitting just in front of the defense, she provides that extra solidity and extra cover that they need. And both teams, defensive-wise, are very good. So again, it's going to take. It's going to be a little bit of an interesting matchup, this one.
That's right. They did show that their defensive prowess in the previous fixture as well, Kickstart. Because early on in the match, Gokulam were all over with the chances they created from the left flank. But again, like you rightly pointed out, they've been defiant, resilient, Kickstart, and so has Sethu been. Of course, Sethu, especially in the previous fixture, weren't tested, but let's not forget the first game they played against Gokulam Kerala, again, at the EMS Stadium. They're known for their defensive work as well, and yes, they do have firepower going forward. They do understand the importance of 3 points, the all crucial 3 points in today's fixture, and what it does to the table.
Three points for either of these two sides will set them up nicely for what remains of the campaign. A win for Sethu and they'll go for 10 points from 5 games. That's a pretty good return, a win for Kickstart, and they'll go top of the table momentarily with 13 points. So again, they will be enjoying that. They'll be vying for those 3 points, both of these sides. Of course, Sethu have the advantage, they're playing at home. Even though Junaid is their home away from home, they're from Madurai, from Tamil Nadu. But for varying reasons, they are not playing over there in Madurai. They brought their team over here to Goa. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Goa, fantastic, fantastic setting, isn't it, Junaid? The Tilak Maidan Stadium.
That's right.
Such history.
Tilak Maidan, the ocean, weather, and the sand and the beaches in general. I love it there in
And the
Goa.
pina coladas. And the pina coladas.
That's right.
Don't forget the pina coladas. So, Sethu nil, Kickstart FC nil. 16 and a half minutes in this game. Deadlocked, both teams yet to carve each other open, yet to create any sort of meaningful opportunity. It's been a midfield battle so far between Sethu in blue and Kickstart in red. Both sides still vying for control of the ball. As we saw just moments ago, the possession is 49-51. There's nothing between them, Junaid, as of now. No chances created for either side. Possession is very equal, and it's a very, very big midfield battle at the moment.
That's right, they'll have to try and create those chances. And I hope I haven't jinxed it like I did in the previous game between Kickstart and Gokulam. There's Preeti Rai on the ball. Keeps it nice and low for number 15 there, Geeta Rana. Beg your pardon, that's Sushmita Lepcha. There's Karishma. Drills that one down for Pakpi. Gets in with the cross, but that was always going towards the side net. Like you rightly pointed out, it's been a midfield battle so far. No clear-cut opportunities on both sides of the pitch. We'll have to try and create something out of it. Here's just Sethu starting up from the back. It was long to find Purna Narzari. Here's Kajal D'Souza giving it a chase, but cut out by Lintoy there.
The other Lintoy, we have a centre-back Lintoy and we have a goalkeeper Lintoy. To be fair, both of them have impressed this season. Lintoy, the centre-back, is a very quick player. I mean, very, very, very quick. Chance here for Sethu, cleared away though by Kickstart. And of course, Lintoy, the goalkeeper, we already discussed her before. She's very solid and very easy on the eye to watch when playing football. She does things simple but effective, and that is what their team clearly needs. She brings a lot of calmness to the side. Ball though for Kickstart. Again, look at that fight in the middle of the park. Just trying to recover possession, both sides. And then once they do recover possession, it's just playing the ball out from the back. It's a lot of long balls, a lot of misdirected passes, and a lot of action in the centre circle, Junaid.
That's right, and that's the formation they are playing. They are going with 4-4-2. Kickstart and Sethu are sitting with 4-1-4-1. They've got Geeta, who's playing as the holding midfielder. Got Kavya, Babina, Priyanka and Apurna to the front, and Kajal D'Souza, of course, leading the line for Kickstart FC. So, yes, it's been a midfield battle so far. 20 minutes into the game, and yet to see the deadlock broken here at the Tilak Maidan. Going long this time.
There's a lack of attack down the flanks, both flanks, from both sides. They haven't decided to use that so far. It's been very narrow at times. A lot of both of the teams playing down the middle, and perhaps missing a trick that they can expose the fullbacks or the wingbacks, and they're not doing that as of now. A ball there by Dalima, not a good one. But even then, as you saw Dalima playing the ball to the fullback or to the winger there, she was not completely down the wing. You know, as a coach, you want your wingers to try and give you as much space as possible, and you want them to expand the ground So you want them to be as open as possible. But even that pass, the winger was in a more centralized position. So that is something that maybe they can change and amend, both of these sides. Junaid?
That's a very valid point that you have brought up, because if you remember the previous fixture that Kickstart played against Gokulam Kerala, they were
Yep.
a bit narrow there, especially, beg your pardon. Yes, they were a bit narrow there. I was actually trying to follow the ball there, and it was exploited quite efficiently by the likes of Somya Gogulut and Anju Tamang from wide on left. And that is something I'm pretty sure Sethu have watched those games, and that was definitely one of the cues there to try and pick up from, to try and exploit the back four and get those balls, those crosses inside the box, but hasn't the case to be so far in this game.
Yeah, they haven't done it. They haven't done it yet, and it's something that, as a coach, you would want to pinpoint out to your players and say, hey, what are the weaknesses of this Kickstart side? You're the Sethu coach, and you can rightfully say that perhaps down the middle with Dalima playing and Lintoy in the center and all that, they are very strong down the middle. They're very strong. They have a very solid backbone. But when it comes down to their fullbacks or wingbacks, they usually go missing in a lot of the attacks from the opponents, especially if they don't get the help from the holding midfielders, Dalema, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's Lepcha also, or Aruna, one of the two playing in the middle. If they don't help out the fullbacks, it's always going to be a 2v1 down the wings for Sethu. As we saw with Gokulam last week, it was always a 2v1 situation. In the first half especially, they got torn to pieces there. I still can't believe how that was a 0-0 in the first half. Gokulam completely dominated down the flanks. It hasn't been the case in this game. Sethu are also being a little bit too conservative when it comes down to their attacks. They are playing straight into Kickstart's team talk. They're playing down the middle, and that is something that they want to avoid. Still 0-0.
Well, that's a very valid point there, because they are playing into the strategy that Kickstart might have discussed before this game, because yes, Janhabi Tudu was playing on the left in that fixture, and whenever Gogulat and Anju Tamang got the ball there, and that area was exploited. Yes, Aruna was there to back it up, and they did get the help of the other centre back in that fixture, but like you rightly mentioned, that area hasn't been exploited by Sethu FC so far. Here's Deepa Shahi. Through to Rishma there. Again, there was no run being made by Lepcha. Cleared out quite comfortably in the end by Sethu FC.
But unfortunately, Junaid cleared out to no one, just giving the ball back to Kickstart. It hasn't been a classic yet. Still, no chances for either of these two sides. It's I think you done it again, Junaid. I think you jinxed the whole game once more.
I hope not. There's still a lot of time left in the game, and yes, they do have quality going forward. Hasn't the case to be so far. It hasn't clicked for both the sides as yet, because it's a good tactical battle, this. A midfield battle between both these quality sides, and now I did mention it's going to be goals galore. I didn't use the word galore to begin with, but would you take a 1-0 all day long? Would you take it a 1-0, either Sethu or Kickstart all day long? Because it's going to be 3 points at the end of it, and by the looks of it, they haven't created enough as Alima Chibba prepares to take this one, and that was always going wide there.
You expect better from Dalima Chibba there. You expect at least to have, play the ball into the box. It's nearly 40 yards out. You're not going to score from there. I mean, just play the ball into the box, look for a flick on. look for a header. Don't try and be too ambitious. Be reasonable. But that was anything but reasonable. That shot. I mean, would you take a 1-0 all day long, Junaid? As you rightly pointed out, a win's a win. Doesn't matter how you win. Obviously, if you perform well and you win, then that's great. But if you don't perform well and you still win, then that shows that you have that kind of elite mentality, whereby still not playing well, you're still winning. So that shows a lot of character, I guess, at the end of the day, and it builds up character and it builds up personality. So winning is winning, whether you play well or you don't. As Lindoy comes out and plays the ball out. But I agree with you, 27 minutes in nearly, and we still haven't seen a moment of class from either of these two sides, have we? Still nothing really happening in this game.
Well, that's right, and the reason why I brought it up was even though Sethu FC did manage to get a victory and 3 points in the previous fixture against Posorisa, Karan Priolkar, the head coach, wasn't really happy with the performances they had. They are on a winning streak. Let's make no mistake about it. Have just lost one game, 1-2, and drawn one, but definitely he wants to improve.
I did tell you at that game when it was nearly 90 minutes that he was not going to be happy with the performance against Posorisa. He'll be happy with the win, don't get me wrong. But there's two things as a coach, and you analyze yourself after the game. I do this a lot. Whether you're happy with the way that your team has played, you analyze three things. Whether you're happy with the way that your players have played. Are you happy with the way that you have conducted yourself during the game? And by conducted, I don't mean as a person, whether you're respectful or not. I don't mean that. I mean, did you make the changes at the right time? Were your coaching skills good enough to win the game also for your team? And obviously, the most important one was, did the players respond to the message that you gave them? Because you can give them a message and you can win a game by 2 or 3-0, but you don't want them to play that way. So have they responded to the message that you have given them as a head coach? If they don't respond to your message, then there's a bit of an issue going on there. Case in point, Barcelona, for example. The players are not responding to Xavi's message. They're not responding to his style. They're winning games. They're winning, don't get me wrong, they're winning. But are they playing well? No, they're not. Are they performing well? No, they're not. But they're winning. The players are not responding to the message. And ultimately, those things are what gets managers sacked, unfortunately. Just a little bit of an insight there for you, Junaid, just so you understand what goes perhaps inside a coach's mind, I guess. Chance here for Kickstart, safely into the hands of the goalkeeper, Angela. Over to you, Junaid.
It's Preeti right there with a good delivery, cut out by the defense of Sethu there. Well, that's right, and especially against a big team like Kickstart, Sethu should be happy if they manage to scrape through with those 3 points now, just in case if they manage to get something out from the next 60 minutes. At the moment, we are exactly where we started this game, with 30 minutes into the first half, and yet to see the deadlock broken.
We're yet to see a clear-cut chance, Junaid. Look at the possession, 55-45. But as I always say, I mean, possession really is just a statistic that stat lovers absolutely adore. But as a coach, it doesn't mean much if you have possession in the wrong place. You have to have possession at the right place at the right time to find the killer pass, find that penetration that is needed to create opportunities. I always tell my players, find the movement, get into the right spots, not to score a goal, because that would be ludicrous for me to tell them that if they get into the right place, they will score a goal, but to at least have an opportunity to score a goal. That is a very important word, to have an opportunity, because not every one-on-one is going to be a goal, not every shot on target is going to be a goal. It's a chance, and from those chances, then, of course, goals happen, and nets get rattled by the ball, and all hell breaks loose. But in this game so far, there's been very little of that, very little of chances, very little of penetration, very few killer passes, very few fast passing movements that you would associate with perhaps the likes of Gokulam, the likes of Arisha. They like to move the ball nice and quick, combine. It hasn't happened in this game so far between Sethu and Kickstart, Junaid.
Well, that's right. We'll have to try and create something out from this at the moment. It's Deepa Shahi again. For Supriya towards the left. Couldn't quite keep it in there. Now, what do you think they could do different from here on 32 minutes and no clear-cut chances, like you rightly pointed out, and that has been the story on both sides of the pitch so far, Joel.
So you're asking me what should they do different? What team, Sethu or Kickstart?
It's going to be for both, actually.
Well, it would be different, right? Because Kickstart, of course, are playing away from home. They're how should I say? Sethu have the onus to win this game. They're playing at home, so they are the home team. Obviously, the home team always wants to win the game. If you're away from home and you win, that's great. If you don't lose, that's great also. So, I mean, both different aspirations. Obviously, both want to win, but it's a bit different for both. We're gonna get back to that question now. Chance here for Kickstart, and that's not a good ball. Again, the final pass lacking there from Kickstart. Let's start with Sethu. What can they do better to try and create openings? I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna emphasize it because it's what I truly believe the weakness of Kickstart is down the fullback position. If Dalema doesn't get around to help either of the two fullbacks, Dalema, and I think it's Aruna, number 29, also playing in the center circle alongside Dalema. If they don't get around to help the fullback, it's always going to be a 2v1. So what Sethu have to do is keep their wingers as wide as possible, and also push their fullbacks a bit further forward. They're being too cautious, they're being too defensive. Now we can see that they're playing down the wing in this attack. And again, it goes into the middle, and the middle is where Kickstart have all of their players. So it's very hard to pierce that back line. They have a very good defense, Kickstart. That's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're very solid. And if you're Kickstart, soak in as much pressure as you can and try and hit Sethu on the counter-attack. Invite Sethu onto you. Invite them, let them have the ball, and then once you get the ball, you can counter-attack. Kickstart have a good attack, might I say, better attack than Sethu in this case, so you can hit them on the counter-attack. You're playing away from home. A draw against Sethu is not a bad result for Kickstart. For Sethu it is. They are playing at home. Opportunity though for Sethu now, the home team. It's going to be a free kick, a set piece. This is where things can even out here. That shot comes in! Oh, wow! Oh, I'm still feeling the vibrations of that hit in the crossbar, Junaid. What a strike.
Well, that was ever slow close there. Going full throttle behind that one, and that could have so easily landed into the back of the net. Now, could that be the strike that would warm this contest into something really, really big? It's been a sedate start, it's been a midfield battle, but now with that strike, things could change a little bit going forward. Still got about 9 minutes to be played out in the first half here at the Tilak Maidan.
as you rightly pointed out, that could be the catalyst for this game to finally awaken itself from its slumber. It's been, well, it was almost 3,000 years since Tutankhamun's tomb was found by Howard Carter. It's 36 minutes since we had a first shot of meaningful danger in this game. Obviously, you can't compare one to the other. Can't compare apples to pears, but still, comparison is valid. All hell broke loose after they found Tutankhamun's tomb. Is all hell going to break loose in this game after that hit on the crossbar, Junaid? Well, only time will tell, wouldn't it?
That's right, and as a neutral, I don't really mind that. Here's Preeti Rai again. Trying to tangle her way through the defense. In comes the strike from Janabi Tudu. The goalkeeper had it covered all day long there, and no damage done. There's been shots on both sides in the last couple of minutes. Sethu again. Going long. Purna Nazari giving it a chase. There's a Linthoi again. Battling it out and well marshaled in the end by Linthoi. Linthoi, the centre back. It's going to be a throw-in for Sethu FC.
So 37 minutes and a half gone in this game. It's Sethu 0, KFC Karnataka, Kickstart Football Club 0. Oh, I just love the abbreviation at the top, isn't it? KFC. It does make me want to go onto Swiggy right now and order some chicken. To be fair with you. Oh my word, Junaid. What have we gone to? What have we become, Junaid? What have we become? 38 minutes, 0-0 between Sethu and Kickstart Football Club. Only one shot of any meaningful danger, and that was just a few moments ago by Sethu, where that long 35-yard free kick still has the crossbar reverberating and rattling after it's struck onto the woodwork. Cleared away though by Sethu. Dalema hasn't really been found much. She's looking a little bit lost in that midfield position, Dalema, isn't she? It's not a natural position, is it?
Well, she plays as a defender with the information and the stats that I have, but supporting in the midfield. Started the game,
Yeah, but
the
she's
previous
not-
game in the midfield as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, but she's not awfully comfortable there, is she? She doesn't look like it's a natural position, and we saw that also with Anthony Andrews playing players out of position at Gokulam. Hence, they're struggling this season. Is that Dalema's best position to play in that midfield role? Because it doesn't look like it suits her right now, does it, Junaid?
Well, with the number of minutes she has been on the pitch in the previous fixture and this one, it hasn't looked like it, because there hasn't been those clear-cut chances, or perhaps that she has created so far. But yes, to be fair to her, she's coming back from an injury, could be a little rusty.
Look
We'd
at
always
this.
expect her to come back with a good performance. Yes, that was the strike there, rattling the crossbar, and had that ball gone in, then we would have definitely been in for a frantic second half.
That would have been the goal of the season, mate. It was hit so sweetly and timed to perfection. Unfortunately, though, the crossbar was there to prevent the goal of the season. But, well, best chance of the game falling for the home side, Sethu. Still 0-0 here in the sunny Goa. It's always sunny in Goa, isn't it? Ball now for the ladies in blue. Kickstart, though, clear their lines. 0-0. Who will be the happier of the two coaches, Junaid? Your opinions, please.
Well, away from home, I think Kickstart would be the happier of the two sides at the moment. Because, yes, they haven't created much, but they haven't conceded either. And a point away from home, if it stays the way it is at the moment, then would be the happier of the two. But again, the second set of 45 minutes still to go. It could be a completely turnaround in the next half. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out.
That's
It's
a nice
good flick
flick.
on there for Kavya. Kavya against Jabba Manituru, cuts it inside. Can she take the strike? She does, but straight at the goalkeeper. First proper strike there, coming in from Sethu.
That was good build-up play there by Sethu.
That was definitely a good
Yeah,
build-up there. And what
was-
do you think should they do different in the second half? Because if it stays the way it is, it's just going to be 0-0, and they'll definitely have their task cut out for the next half.
If it stays 0-0, they're not calling you for commentary ever again, Junaid. You keep on jinxing it, mate. No, I mean, what should they do differently? I mean, look, what Sethu are doing now is just fine. They're trying to play down the wing, so that is the best thing that they can do, because that is Kickstart's weakness. For Kickstart, they just have to hold on and just perhaps look for a set piece, look for something, a little bit of magic from the strikers. So it just hasn't happened as of yet. So 0-0. But Junaid, all eyes on you, mate.
You're putting me under serious pressure, Joel.
Oh, well, you asked for it. Every single time you say there's going to be bags of goals, we go home with a 0-0. 55% possession for Sethu, 45% for Kickstart FC, but still no goal mouth action. The only opportunity of the game, the only clear opportunity of the game, was from 35 yards out, and that crossbar is still ringing. We're gonna see this. It's nice nutmeg there, but it's never a foul in the end. That was Kavya with the nutmeg. The coaches there for both sides, of course, barking instructions to their respective players. It's been a very, very tight game. 3 minutes, I'm hearing, are going to be added on to this first half. A chance for either of these two sides perhaps to take the lead with around 4 minutes left of the game. Kickstart once again in this game. Ball back to Lindoy. Clears her lines. So 0-0, Junaid. Who's been the better team so far?
Well, it's hard to pick out one, because Sethu with that strike and another one from the left coming in from Kavya have looked better going forward. But yes, Kickstart have done their defensive duties quite well, not allowing anything coming in from Sethu. Just flagged offside there, Supriya. And like we did mention earlier, they still have a lot to do in the second half. They have to try and break that defense. Sethu. Three minutes have been added on as injury time. Now, what's going to be the halftime talk there for both the coaches, Joel? Because clearly it's not exactly the way they wanted this game to pan out, and it hasn't been those clear-cut chances being created by both the teams so far.
Yeah, I don't think either of these two coaches are going to be happy with the performance again. We saw the Sethu head coach saying that the performance last game was not good enough. Even though they won, he was not happy with the performance. So those are two different things for those of you that maybe won't understand that. The performance is one thing and the victory is another. You're happy for the win, you're not happy with the performance. So he was not happy with the performance. Today, he won't be happy again. Their team hasn't really done much, to be fair. And as regards to Kickstart, well, head coach again won't be happy because they haven't tested the goalkeeper yet. I mean, perhaps in the next minute or so they will, but they haven't tested the goalkeeper. That cannot be considered a shot on target. That was more of a cross. They haven't tested her. I mean, she's untested. As if she wanted, she would have had a couple of cups of chai already, because she's had literally nothing to do the whole game. I can't remember a shot on target by Kickstart, and that is worrying if you're the Kickstart FC head coach. So a lot of things have to be discussed in the halftime interval in the dressing room. So last minute of this first half, it is Sethu 0, Kickstart FC 0. Sethu recover the ball deep inside Kickstart territory, but Kickstart managed to clear the Lions' nice bursting run from the centre-back position. Ball once again with Kickstart. If you're joining us now, Sethu in blue, Kickstart in red. Dalima Chiba, their main star player, playing it out wide to number 6. Number 6, of course, is Supriya, losing possession once more. Just 30 seconds left of this initial first 45 minutes, or first 48 if you want to be absolutely precise. It is 0-0. And like I said before, the best opportunity of the game fell to Sethu, a 35-yard screamer of a free kick, which rattled the crux of the crossbar. And it is still 0-0. With around 10 seconds left, and that's another poor ball in. Cleared away though by Kickstart. Dalima has possession, turns and twists and plays it out wide to number 15, that is Lepcha. Lepcha has possession again. Ball in field, but those balls in field are absolutely pointless when you have no one trying to fetch them. Throw in though for Kickstart. We're into added on time of added on time. Referees had a look at a watch. This is Dalima with a shot, and that's safely into the hands of the goalkeeper, Angela. First shot on target after 48 minutes. And that is the half-time interval, half-time break. It is 0-0 between Sethu FC and Kickstart FC. It's been a pretty drab affair so far. Very few chances, very few opportunities for either of these two sides. Junaid, I leave you now with your favorite part, the statistics. Take it from here, my friend.
Thank you, Joel. Nothing to choose between the two teams. It's 51 against 49 for Kickstart. 3 shots for Sethu FC and 5 for Kickstart, and 3 landing on target. 4 fouls conceded by Kickstart and 5 by Sethu FC. No cars in the game. 3 offsides for Kickstart in the first half. 3 shots for Sethu. 1 each for Kavya, Nirmala and Priyanka, all from the distance, all coming from outside the box. For Kickstart FC, Dalima Chibber and Jabamani Tudu with long-range strikes, and Lepcha striking 1 from the distance as well. 5 fouls in the game so far. Geeta being the guilty party on a couple of occasions. Apurna, Kajol and Priyanka committing 1 foul each. Kickstart FC with 4 fouls in the first half. Deepa, Tudu, Karishma and Preeti with 1 foul each in the first 45 minutes.
So that is the end of the first half. Do join us back in around 10 minutes time for the start of the second 45 minutes between Sethu FC and Kickstart FC. It's deadlocked at 0-0 here at the iconic Tilak Maidan Stadium. Do join us back in 10 minutes time for the start of the second half. So we're back here for the start of the second half. I'm Joel Williams alongside my co-commentator, co-conspirator, partner in crime, Junaid Ahmed. So a very warm welcome to all of you to the start of this second half. So a very drab affair in the first half. It was 0-0, very few chances for both of these sides. Now the next 45 minutes will begin, a chance to perhaps start afresh for both of these sides. Junaid, welcome back to the Combox. What do you think is going to happen in the second half? Any changes that you, Junaid, the coach, would have made?
Well, there's already one change that Kickstart have made. Sushmita Lepcha is out and Sonia Marak has come in for Kickstart. Well, for Sethu, we'll have to go how it pans out, especially the first 10 minutes of the second half for them. And yes, they do have players sitting out on the bench. There's Malvika. There's Bertha Umita, of course, who started the previous fixture, has started this game on the bench. There's a Sethu on the ascendancy now, getting it inside the box. Crosses, chance for Kajal. Couldn't quite connect it, still with Sethu inside the box. There's Priyanka with her left, trying to get it, couldn't quite get past the defense. Preeti right there, performing her defensive duties. Out comes Kickstart again. It's Karishma on the ball, playing it wide on the right. Hockby gets the cross in, but straight at the goalkeeper. Some tempo there coming in from Sethu. Joel, a good start to the second half from the girls in blue.
Yeah, of course, the head coach should have been telling them, that they haven't played well. Not just this game, but for the past 2 games, they haven't played well. So things have to improve, things have to change. And they come out in this second half like a bull coming out of the bullpen. They've literally been on fire starting out in this minute and a half that they played so far. But again, it's all coming down from the flanks. I think maybe the head coach is listening to our commentary tonight and saying, well, yeah, maybe they're right, playing down the flanks will help us. So it's been all down the flanks. And that's where Sethu are now finding some joy. Here comes Kickstart though. But the thing is, and this is where it becomes a battle of who does it better than the other one. If Sethu push on from the flanks with their fullbacks, that gives spaces down their fullback position for the Kickstart flanks to try and exploit. So it's a game of cat and mouse, to be honest. It's a game of who does it first and who does it best. And the team that plays better down the wings, I think, will be the team that wins this game. I'm not going to say, Junaid, there's going to be a hatful of goals. Every time you say that, it finishes 0-0. But what I am going to say is that this game could potentially, once again, and I haven't been mistaken in the past 2 times I said this, could potentially be a 1-0 win for either of these 2 sides.
Well, I'll eat my words there, because I'm not going to, like I've said, I've jinxed it a couple of times before. But yes, a 1-0 win for any of these teams would definitely, well, they will be happy, because a win is a win in the end, like you mentioned. And yes, if Kickstart could get there away from home, they will go right to the top of the table, at least for the next 24 hours.
And what a boost of morale that would be to see themselves at the top of the table. That would be a massive boost to morale for Kickstart, and would immediately apply the pressure on Odisha FC. They have to win. They have to try and get 3 points in the next game. It's not going to be easy against East Bengal.
Well, definitely East Bengal at the moment are struggling to find some form. Their campaign seemed to have derailed quite a bit, especially after the first game that they won against Sports Odisha. Have lost 3 games on the bounce, with a couple of them being at home, 1 to Hops FC. Sethu did manage to win against East Bengal in Kolkata. And it's going to be turned for Odisha FC to face them in their own backyard. At the moment, here at the Tilak Maidan, 50 minutes have been played out and it's still 0-0. Spapki there, battling it out with the defense. Couldn't quite get to the end of it, and it's a goal kick for Sethu.
It's never easy going to Kolkata and playing any of the Kolkata sides in Kolkata in their own backyard. They bring a tremendous amount of fan following, and that is something that always tilts the edge towards them in the end. Ball is with Kickstart here. It's been a better second half already, hasn't it, Junaid?
There seems to be a tempo, slowly warming up into a good contest, this one. And yes, hasn't been goals as yet, hasn't been those clear-cut chances, but there have been runs inside the box from both sides. They would be desperate to get those all-important 3 points. Nirmala
3 points are
trying to go long.
So I was going to say 3 points are the most important things right now for both of these teams. They need to win. The urge to win is everything right now. Throw in for Kickstart. Now, again, the final ball, Junaid, has been rather lacking in this game today, hasn't it?
Well, it hasn't been that sort of a day so far, isn't it? And especially quick starts. They did manage to get 14 shots on target in the game against Gokulam Kerala, like I mentioned earlier. But today, it just hasn't been their day so far. And also for Sethu, they did scrape through that victory against Sports Orissa. But yes, quality has been lacking so far. Hasn't been those clear-cut opportunities coming in from both sides. Did manage to hit the woodwork in the first half, Sethu. And Kavya Pakiri Swami from wide on left, cutting it inside the box and having a go at the goalkeeper. Other than that, nothing tangible so far. The defense have been good, both sides. Yes, you do expect, especially from the likes of Karishma, who's been the leading light for Kickstart in this campaign of the IWL this season. Here's Priyanka. Keeps it nice and low for Kajal there. Just dispossessed. Back with Papki. Keeping her in that corner there. Geeta Rani scrapes through
Again,
and nothing tangible again coming in from the right side of the flank, Joel.
Yeah, the final ball, isn't it? It's just, it's very poor. I mean, it has to be said, it's very poor crossing from either of these two sides. Maybe that's why they don't play down the wings, because they don't have the wingers or the fullbacks to be able to have pinpoint crossing like Gokulam have, like Odisha have. Perhaps that's where they are lacking, both of these sides, and that's why they focus the main strengths down the middle. Perhaps that's the reason why, Junaid. And yeah, we're just slowly finding that out.
Like Hops have, because the game yesterday between Sports Orissa and Hops, the flanks were on fire. There was Neha from left, Fredrika from right, and it was a game to watch. It ended in 1-1 draw, but then for a neutral, it was a proper spectacle in match week 6. But today, it hasn't been the case so far, like you rightly mentioned, Joel. They haven't exploited those flanks today.
Here comes Sethu, though, trying to exploit that flank. Again, it's very poor football. They recover it, though. Recycling possession. The cross comes in. That's a decent one. Onside! Oh! Crossbar! Chance! Oh, my word! Oh, no! Oh, no! It was harder to It was harder to miss than to score, Junaid. Oh no. Disaster. Look at this. Harder to miss than to score. Can't believe it, Junaid.
That was the best opportunity of the game, falling to Sethu FC there. Kavya with a brilliant strike. I believe the goalkeeper got a touch to that one, parried it, and it fell for the follow-up. And Apurna Narzari made an absolute mess of it. Had to go goalwards. Couldn't quite get her lacing behind that one. That should definitely go down as a chance begging, Joel. And especially when chances are hard to come by. Chances like those are worth a golden diamond at the moment for Sethu FC.
She just needed some composure. All that was needed there was just a cool, calm head, and she didn't keep her cool about it. She didn't keep her calm. That was a miss, Junaid. That was a big miss. I mean, in the context of the game, you score that, you go 1-0 up, you're playing at home. You are Sethu FC, you are leading against Kickstart, taking your revenge from last season's semi-final exit. And all life is sweet in Goa. But as things stand, you know, life cannot be sweet for Sethu as of now, because it's still 0-0. I have to say, though, they're playing better in this second half, Sethu. That's already the third chance they've had in this second half. They are playing the better football here. And Kickstart are lucky to still be in this game at 0-0.
That's right, they hit the woodwork once, Sethu FC in the first half, and then that was a brilliant opportunity to go 1-0 up, like you rightly pointed out. And yes, they'll have to keep coming, keep knocking the door. Here's a chance again, Gajal, and she has been flagged offside this time. They're getting there and thereabout consistently now in the last few minutes. But again, it's the composure in front of the goal, and being clinical is all that matters to score from there on. And at the moment, it's still 0-0 here at the Tilak Maidan in Goa. We've got 57 minutes out of our way.
Well, this IWL clash, of course, the second of 3 clashes this week. We had Hops against Sports Orisha yesterday. It was a 1-0 draw. Today, Sethu and Kickstart battling it out here in the Tilak Maidan Stadium in Goa. And tomorrow, of course, we have a very interesting game between East Bengal and Orisha FC, the ISL side. How do you, of course, both of those sides are ISL sides. How do you think that game will pan out tomorrow, Junaid? East Bengal looking for wins, for victories, but still not clicking as well as they should. Orisha, of course, flying high. So how do you think that game will pan out tomorrow?
Well, I don't want to jinx it, but yes, it's definitely going to be Orissa who will start as clear favourites, especially considering the form East Bengal are going through at the moment. Orissa are definitely one of the strongest sides playing in this edition of the IWL. We've got some of the fine players going around in the Indian women's football circuit at the moment. But East Bengal, let's not rule them out. They are capable of anything. Goes through with a long range shot. Here's Paki again. That has been given as a foul there against Kickstart FC.
I realized one thing, Junaid. Every single time you mention the word humdinger or bag of goals, it ends 0-0. Every single time. Oh, you should avoid those.
It has
two
happened
terms,
a couple of
my
times.
friend.
Yes, I'm just going to avoid them from next on, especially when the game of this magnitude are on display. Of course, the fans would love to see goals.
I love it when you say goals galore and then it's 0-0. It's just incredible. It's just absolutely amazing. Oh, we do like to have a little bit of fun in the com box also here with you guys, watching from the Indian YouTube football channel, of course. It's a fantastic occasion. The IWL is running as smooth as possible. It's a fantastic league, fantastic event. It's a fantastic showcase for all ladies involved, for all coaching staffs involved, for all teams involved. It is a moment, of course, where they have to travel home and away. It's just fantastic to have this format, and as they say, long may it continue, because it truly is a blessing to have such a strong IWL here in India. Ball though for Sethu in the middle of the park, and sprays it out wide. Can she get there? The answer is, of course she can. That's a nice turn. That's Iniesta-like. That was fantastic. Decent looking ball there. Opportunity again down the flanks. This is what we mentioned before, Junaid. This is where they have to exploit the weaknesses of Kickstart FC. But that is Lindoy. Lindoy, number 2, the centre-back, came out to shepherd that ball and protect it, and eventually wins a free kick. But that was Lindoy. That was the centre-back defending out of position, because the fullback was caught red-handed, completely unawares where her opponent was. That again is just a slight tip, a slight hint that if you play the ball down the wing, more often than not, you're going to catch out both of these Kickstart fullbacks. And when you do, that drags the centre-back out of position, and then you have a huge gaping hole in the middle, which Sethu can take advantage of. That is something they have to work on if they want to try and win this game, the team from Madurai.
Well, that's right, and that's the same mistake they committed in the previous picture as well, because the fullbacks were committing a bit too much, and Aruna as well as Lintoy were there for the cover-up. That's definitely one of those reasons they didn't end up conceding in that game. But yes, so far, Sethu are utilizing those channels in the second half. Cleared away by Priyanka there. Back with Apurna Narzari. And that's going to be a throw-in for Sethu FC. Sethu again, going for a long
62
ball.
2 minutes gone.
Targeting Kavya Pakiriswamy there. There's Turu on the ball from the right. Well marshaled out in the end there by Sonali Chemte. 62 minutes into the game, and yet to see the deadlock broken. They've come close a couple of times, Sethu FC, but haven't been clinical enough in the final third. Still about 28 minutes to go, Joel. Where do you see this game going from here on?
It's a humdinger of a game, and it's goals galore, Junaid. All joking aside, I mean, to be fair with you, I think it's going to be a 1-0. Wow. Okay. That was out of nowhere. That was a bit out of the box. Chance here for Sethu, for Kickstart, sorry. Dalema over the bar. So, it's bolding down to 2 options here. And I am going to go for the second one. The first one, I think, could possibly be a 0-0. But we don't want that. And to be fair with you, I see this game potentially ending in a 1-0 for either of these two sides, a 1-goal victory for either Sethu or Kickstart. I mean, that would be ideal for whoever wins it, of course. A draw really only helps Kickstart, I believe. It doesn't really help Sethu that much. They need to be winning games. So, a 1-0 win for either of these two sides, or 1 goal in it. That's what I think is going to happen. That's the way I see this game panning out, Junaid. Ball down the wing now for Kickstart. Looking to kickstart their game here. Cross coming in, blocked away though by Sethu, who have an impeccable defensive record this season. They're doing really well in the back line. Cross though for Kickstart. Oh, that's nice and calm and collected there. So cool, so much composure on the ball, playing it out from the back. Ball now for Sethu, trying to burst their way through down the wings. That's not a bad ball, but she doesn't have the pace. Eventually, number 29, I think that's Aruna, playing the ball out for a throw-in. But that's a bit better there from Sethu. Again, down the wing, Junaid.
Well, that's right, utilizing the left this time. Here's Kavya Pakiriswamy trying to switch it to the other side. There's Apuna Nazari there. Collects it, but the defense is there and they get it out of the area. Well, that's right, they've been trying to target those flanks now quite regularly in the last 5 minutes. Kickstart are doing pretty good defensively. There's always a cover-up for the fullbacks making their runs, or perhaps the overlapping runs further forward. There's Aruna Bagh, there's Lintoy trying to cover up. There's Tudu on the ball for Preeti Rai. Back with Tudu. Goes through for the Lima. That's Lintoy there. Grishma shifting it wide on the right. Papki gets the cross in. Well, she was anticipating somebody to get behind that one, but had a bit too much pace. Grishma with a strike. Well, that was always going wide from that angle. A little bit better now from Kickstart, Joel, in the last couple of minutes. Getting it consistently inside the box and getting those shots, not being able to keep it on target. But yes, they are improving in the second half, Kickstart.
That was much better, that was. And again, damage down the wing. That's a crux here. Whoever plays better down the flanks is going to get the better chances to win this game. That's the crux of the matter here. Who's going to be brave enough to commit bodies forward to try and get a winner? There's going to be two changes here. Both number 11s coming on. And number 31 and 17 coming off for both Kickstart. So two changes for either of these two sides. Just to freshen things up a little bit more here for. And that's a second time in a row that Dalima doesn't complete the 90 minutes. Is she perhaps not completely match fit, Junaid?
I'm not quite sure about that, because definitely if you are 100%, then you get to start in the 11. Well, that's a thumb rule there, that's for sure. But yes, maybe giving more opportunities for the number 11, who's been a regular fixture, Bibicha Devi. And for Sethu, it's Malvika, who's come on. It's a like-for-like replacement, taking the place of Kavya. Kavya, of course, did manage to score in the previous fixture. Today, got one shot on target in the first half.
So then, is it a question, Dalima's change, is it a question that maybe she hasn't had the impact that the head coach would have wanted her to have? What do you think?
It could be a mix of both, because she's got into the side after having to sit out quite a bit due to injury, and then she wasn't that influential in the first game that she was part of as well, and was substituted. And here today as well, getting those 67 minutes in the bag. I'm quite sure with the talent she has, with the experience she has, she's going to be a regular fixture going forward, obviously captaining the side, and will get her full quota of 90 minutes. But today, it hasn't been the day for the Lima and for Kickstart so far in the contest.
And then my next and final question regarding Dalima is the coach playing her out of position? Hence, she's not being influential in the game.
And that's the most important of the questions, Joel, because yes, the research that I have and the games that I have covered, especially when she has played for India as well, she's played as a midfielder. I'm not quite sure why she, beg your pardon, as a defender, and she's starting in the midfield for the last 2 games here at the IWL.
It's always good to analyze these different conundrums that we face in the commentary box when we are watching different players play in different positions and how they perform under pressure in different roles that the coaches give them. Of course, let's not forget that coaches are the one that dictates what role you have to play, whether you like it or not. You suck it up and you move on. That's the way the football world works. So maybe Dharma's not 100% comfortable playing in that position. I have seen her play as a fullback before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is a natural position, I think, isn't it, Junaid?
Well, that is, I'm not quite sure if they are a bit thin on their squad at the moment, but yes, definitely playing somebody with that sort of an experience out of position is. How do you see that? Is that a bad idea, or that is something maybe doing it out of a necessity at the moment?
I always try to play my best players in the best positions. I play not just my best players, but I try to play players in their positions because obviously that's where they feel most comfortable. That's where they feel most enjoyment when they play football. And you have to understand, even though football can be a profession, a job, it's still a sport. It's still a hobby. It's still something you go out there and enjoy. And if you So I do apologize for the slight interruption there with the TV. It's a bit of an injury that seems to be for Lindoy, the goalkeeper of Kickstart FC, is asking for a little bit of assistance here. Let's hope it's not too serious. She has been a shining light in this Kickstart FC side. So let's hope it isn't too serious. 0-0, Junaid. 72 minutes gone. Done it again, mate. You remind me of that Britney Spears song. Oops, I did it again. You're that kind of person. Amazing. Incredible. 0-0, Sethu against Kickstart. My name, of course, is Joe Williams. I'm accompanied by my partner in crime, Junaid Ahmed. We're here in the beautiful Tilak Maidan Stadium in the sunny state of Goa, where there is no winter, apparently. It's always summer here in Goa. And, well, 0-0 between Sethu in blue and Kickstart FC in red. It's been a better second half than the first, hasn't it, Junaid?
Well, it has been definitely, especially from the attacking perspective, because both teams trying to utilize those flanks and getting there consistently, more so. Sethu FC had a brilliant opportunity in the second half to go 1-0 up. Couldn't quite maintain composure there, Apurna Narzari. But yes, would try and would want to score. Both these teams it's definitely going to have some sort of ramifications on the points table today. If Kickstart, they manage those 3 points, they go to the top of the table. And if Sethu manage a victory here, they will be tied on points second with Kickstart. Both these teams did participate in the all-important semi-final in the previous edition of the IWL. Kickstart beating Sethu by 2-0. There's Deepa Shahi on the ball. Lindoy trying to utilize that left flank, trying to pick Sonia Marak there. a bit of a heavy touch there and goes out for a throw-in. There's Lintoy again, gets to bit of a mispass there. Priyanka on the ball for Sethu. Switches it towards the left, but the defense is right up there. Tudu again performing her defensive duties quite well, the left back. Pakpi for Deepa. 2v1 in that corner. And well marshalled out in the end. It's just been a start-stop kind of day so far, Joel. It hasn't been that free-flowing game coming from both sides. There have been odd chances created. But like I've always said, nothing tangible.
Yeah, it's been, look at that again. There's really nothing separating these two teams. 51-49 possession for Kickstart. It was 51-49 in the first half for Sethu, so there really nothing really has changed in this game, other than the fact that Sethu had two beautiful chances. Opportunity here for Kickstart. It's going to be a free kick for Sethu. It's going to be a yellow card. Referee showing a yellow card there. So it's just been one of those games where it's just there's no how shall I say? There's very little action, goal mouth action happening, and well, we were expecting a little bit more. Yet again, we are being completely humbled by it. Ball now through, that's a decent look. Ball, chance! Oh yes! Kickstart have managed to take the lead against Sethu. Oh boy, and that was a nice, cool, calm, composed finish. Ice running through her veins as she just slot the ball beneath the onrushing goalkeeper's legs. Number 11 Bibica, who just came on moments ago. 1-0 for Kickstart against Sethu here in the Tilak Maidan Stadium, Junaid.
Well, that was completely against the run of play, especially in the second half. A chance there, and they grabbed it with both hands. The goalkeeper there was committed to it, came off her lines, and all she had to do was get something behind that one, and that's exactly what she did. And smuggled it over the line for Kickstart to go 1-0 up at the 77th minute mark. Here comes Sethu. Now, would we see an instant response coming in from the girls in blue? Here's Kickstart again on the ball. There's going to be some sense of urgency now to their overall play. Papki from the right. Can she get the cross inside the box? Papki lays it on for number 11. Bibica there. Guest is possessed as Karishma giving it a chase, but well marshalled out in the end by the defense there. Rolls it out for a throw-in. Here's another look at it. The ball was played in nice for Bibica, who's come on the bench and scored there, Joel. And what does this do in the context of the game? It takes Kickstart to the top of the table at the moment. There's another chance now for Kickstart!
Oh!
They somehow
Sorry for that.
survive Sethu FC. That was another opportunity there for the girls in red there. The chances are coming thick and fast now, Joel. It was
What a
Sonia
save.
Mark this time.
What a save! Forget the shot, forget the rebound, because that hits her on the leg. What a save! Wow! Oh my word! Again, down the flanks. The flanks are now proving so important. Another chance here for Kickstart. The game's come alive, Junaid! The game has come alive! Out of nowhere! We're seeing action on both ends of the ground. Finally, it's taken them 76 minutes to provide the neutral, to provide the fans entertainment. Look at this athletic save by the keeper. That was sublime. And to have the awareness to just let the ball, or chance here for Sethu. Oh man, they're knocking on the door, but they haven't opened it up yet. Another chance for Sethu. Oh, but should have passed it quicker there. Oh, this all of a sudden has become activated. Junaid, wow.
Well, that's right. And Sethu, they'll have to try and maintain that composure because still got about 10 minutes plus the injury time to be added on. They'll have to believe. Shouldn't be capitulation at the back because those chances in a space of about 2 minutes look like they are slightly, I wouldn't use the word crumbling, but they were under pressure. Straight away, there's another chance now, but the goalkeeper comes off her lines and grabs that one quite comfortably in the end. Anjila Subba there.
I don't understand why the goalkeeper, by the referee is giving a foul there. I don't understand why the ref is giving a foul. It's not a foul. She just clattered against her own player, then drops the ball. That's not a foul. That should have never been called back for a foul. Anyways, Junaid, you were saying, sorry, mate. There you go. It's not a foul. The referee did not stop it for a foul. That's good refereeing. Great refereeing, that is.
That's right. And Anjila Subba have just kept themselves in the game because with that save, score is still 1-0. Looks like it's going to be a card for Ingo Pauri there. Was blatant there, using her left hand. Got it outstretched, and the referee did spot that. So the point that I was trying to make, Joel, a little while earlier was with that save, Anjila Subba have kept Sethu in the game because 1-0 is always slender. They've got every chance to make a strong comeback and get that all-important equalizer.
Chance here for Kickstart. Pretty. Well, that was not a pretty free kick by Pretty. So 1-0 for Kickstart. Goal scorer Bibicha. And the cross coming in. Gets there again. So the handball. No, says the referee. That goes behind the play for a goal kick. Well, shots for a handball there, Junaid.
Well, this game has sprung back to life. Not quite sure from that angle if there was a handball there, but the ref spotted it. The play goes on.
Harsh.
Still 7 minutes. Would have been harsh, definitely. Still got 7 minutes for Sethu FC to make a comeback into the contest. Balls with Kickstart. Preeti right there for Sonia Marak. There's Malvika on the ball now. Trying to build from the left. She's got options waiting for her. Gets it back. And Tudu does her job quite well, not allowing Kajal D'Souza to get on it. And this time round, clears it quite comfortably in the end. It's fallen to Libicha. Libicha again on the ball. She's 3v1 there. There's support arriving. There's Karishma. Can she finish it off? Another brilliant save coming in from Anjila Subba there. Was off her lines in a flash and denies Karishma. There's been 3 chances in the last 10 minutes for Kickstart. Joel, good ball coming in from Babicha, and Karishma not managing to get to the end of it.
Yeah, she didn't control the ball properly. That first touch was not a good one there by Karishma, and that gave the goalkeeper Angela the chance to come out and smother the ball. That was a good move though. Babicha has changed the game. I mean, her coming on for Dalima, I think it was, has really changed the game for Kickstart FC. It's given them a little bit more attacking intent, a little bit more attacking prowess that they didn't have before with Dalima Chiba in that midfield. So it's been quite differences then. 5 minutes left, Junaid. 1-0. I did say 1 goal is going to separate these two sides. People should start listening to me for predictions, not to you, Junaid.
I'll take that all day long, Joel. All day long. Yes, you're absolutely right with the predictions. Here comes Kickstart again, gets it inside the box. And that brings me back to the same question again, because Dalima has been played out of her position, and Babicha has started in the midfield for all their 3 matches before. And there you see the difference, because she's added from the get-go and scored the all-important goal in the context of the game. And now, does that make the overall difference in how you let your players be in their positions?
Just play the players in the positions that they're comfortable in. Don't try and be smart. Don't try and be over smart and try and change the player's position because of this or because of that. Look, if there is a necessity, and this is something obviously we don't know, right? Maybe there is a necessity for her to play there because there's a lack of players that can play in that position, and she is an alternative. We're going to get back to that now. Sethu on the charge. Shot by Sethu. Lindoy with the save. Cracking save by the goalkeeper. Keeps it out and keeps Kickstart in the lead. That was a good opportunity for Priyanka, number 10, and a very good save there by Lindoy. Gets down well to the bottom corner and taps it out for a corner kick. Ball now for Sethu, second corner of the game for the ladies in blue. It's an outswinger, it's deep into the center circle, chance! Goes over the bar. Why, oh why haven't we seen this for the first 80 minutes of the game, Junaid?
Well, a sense of urgency kicking in the last quarter of the game here at the Tilak Maidan. Priyanka there getting a strike on target, making the goalkeeper work on that occasion. Priyanka has definitely been a live wire for them this season. He scored a couple of goals in the game against East Bengal. Was brilliant in the previous fixture against Sports Odisha as well. There's Babicha again. Link it up with Papki, gets it inside the box. There's Karishma there. Looks like that has been flagged offside against her. Still got 2 minutes plus the injury time to be added on. And from the looks of it, it's going to be a very intense set of remaining minutes here at the Tilak Maidan.
It would have been fascinating to have this amount of urgency and this tension since the very get-go of the game. Of course, it's taken 80 minutes for this to materialize the way it has. Chance here though for Sethu. Straight into the hands of Lindoy, who's been superb once again for Kickstart FC today. Now they come on the counter-attack. Again, that was poor there by Kickstart, but they don't mind. They're still winning by 1-0. Opportunity here for Sethu. That's a crunching challenge. Wow. Great challenge that was, but she gives the ball back out. Oh, is she? Oh, if she goes down there. She was clipped and she was tugged if she had a little bit of malice to her, you see, she's actually saying she was tugged back. Look at this, we're going to see that again. She gets tugged back there and clipped. If she goes down there, that's a penalty kick, Junaid.
Well, it looks like one because she was definitely pulled back there by Lintoy. Apurna was complaining. Had her hands up in the air, but the referee not deciding to go with Apurna on that occasion. And then there was the collision there. A corner now for Sethu FC in the last minute, final few seconds of the regulation time. Runa Bak makes her way out momentarily. Looks like she got a knock in the process.
You have to have a little bit of malice. You have to go down in those situations. You cannot be too naive not to go down there. You have to have a little bit of malice and go down. You were touched. You were just perhaps grabbed back. You feel that contact. You have to go down and let the referee make a decision, because the contact was there for everyone to see. The only reason that that's not a penalty is because she stayed on her feet. If she goes down, it has to be a penalty kick. There's no doubt about it. That's I always tell my players, sometimes being too honest doesn't get you anywhere in football. You have to have a little bit of mischievous about you. Top players always have that. Another change here, Sushmita coming on for number 4 for Kickstart, Jabamani. So number 9 on for number 4, 3 minutes of added on time. It's been a clean game, hasn't it? No stoppages. It's been a clean game of football here between Sethu and Kickstart. And of course, as things stand, Kickstart are leaving Goa in party mode, leading by 1-0 against Sethu here in the Tilak Maidan, the iconic Tilak Maidan Stadium. Junaid, 90 seconds left, 1-0.
They are taking their sweet time at the moment. Kickstart for that corner. And, well, as it stands, Kickstart are leading this game by 1-0. Sethu FC, they would be livid with the chances they missed out in the first half and one in the second. There's Papi, gives a shot, gets it inside the box. There's a flick on there coming in from Deepa Shahi. Preeti Rai on the ball. Targeting that far post there, Sonia Marak. Against Nirmala there. Purnima, beg your pardon. Out comes Sethu with the ball. She's got options to the left and right. Preeti again. Going through with the strike, but nothing behind that one. We've got final few seconds left in the match. It's going to be a great result for Kickstart if it stays the way it is. Here's Malvika on the ball. There's a sliding challenge in there. Goes all the way through to the goalkeeper, and she pouches that one safely in the end. Dying moments of the game, Joel, and like you rightly predicted, it's the scoreline that you called for. It's 1-0 to Kickstart FC.
Well, we've seen plenty of games, Junaid, around our years, and we can more or less see how the vibe of a game is going. And this game was too tight to call. I didn't really think it was going to be a 0-0. I thought maybe there would be a spark somewhere that would ignite this game, and there was. After 70-odd minutes, and Kickstart took the lead because of Bibicha's endeavour to get in front of the goalkeeper Angela. So all fair in love and war, also all fair in football. 1-0 for Kickstart. They have played a tad better in this second half than Sethu, so perhaps it's a justifiable score here at the Tilak Maidan Stadium. Last dying embers of this game. The last few moments. Kickstart with possession, chance for a second. A shot hits her own player. We're into added on time from added on time again. Some of the fans in attendance making their voices heard. Ball is for Sethu, clearing it into touch. Trying to get the ball under control, but unable to do so. And this game is going to die right here and now. This is Kickstart with another run down the wing. Goes out for a corner, and that should be game, set, and match. Kickstart FC coming to Goa and taking all 3 points away from Sethu. That is a truly crucial 3 points, and it separates the top two from the other remaining two. Odisha will have 12, Kickstart will have 13, Odisha 12, Gokulam 8, and they don't play Gokulam this week, and Sethu will have 7. So it really separates all of those 4 clubs into 2 batches, really. Kickstart and Odisha are running away with it, and there we have it. Kickstart managed a 1-0 victory courtesy of a 77-minute winner by Bibicha here at the Tilak Maidan Stadium in sunny, beautiful Goa. It's 1-0 for the ladies from Bengaluru. Junaid, I leave you with the statistics.
Well, Kickstart did enjoy possession, 53% of the ball in the all 90 minutes. Sethu with 47 shots, 13 shots coming in from Kickstart compared to 11 from Sethu FC, 7 landing on target for Kickstart. Sethu with just 3. A couple of yellow cards in the game. 11 shots taken by Sethu FC, 4 coming in from Priyanka, 3 for Kavya, who was substituted eventually. Apurna, Kajal, Malvika and Nirmala getting 1 shot each. For Kickstart FC, 13 shots taken. Dalima with 3, Jabamani with 2, Karishma and Preeti with 2. Bibicha got the all-important one that counted for the goal. Lepcha with 1 shot from the distance. 10 fouls conceded by Sethu FC, 3 coming in from Priyanka, beg your pardon, from Kajol. Priyanka, Geeta with a couple, Apurna, Ingopawari and Purnima with 1 foul. For Kickstart, 7 fouls conceded. All the players being guilty party with those fouls. Bibicha, Deepa, Jabamani, Karishma, Linthoi and Papki. It's been a good game. 90 minutes. Been a battle of midfield, and then Bibicha coming on and scoring that all-important goal. And at the moment, Kickstart have taken themselves to the top of the table with 4 victories and 1 draw. 13 points from their 5 games. Odisha, close second. We've still got a game to play tomorrow. Gokulam Kerala on third with 8 points. Sethu on 7 hops. And East Bengal to follow, followed by Sports Odisha, who are at the bottom of the table at the moment.
So, Junaid, it's been an absolute pleasure being here in the game. Fantastic insight that you bring with the stats and all the information that you provide. It's always a pleasure doing Commentary Box with you. Just to remember, don't listen to Junaid's predictions. He usually gets it all completely and utterly wrong. So, my friends, it's been an absolute pleasure being here with you guys at the Tilak Maidan Stadium, watching this crunch game between Kickstart and Sethu. The ladies in red from Bangalore have managed to sneak a 1-0 win against the ladies in blue, based in Goa from Madurai, Tamil Nadu. We're leaving you with the highlights now of this incredible game of football. It's been a pleasure. Stay safe, take care, and God bless you.